The radiator makes a sound at 2 a.m. that you've stopped hearing. Not because it stopped, because you gave up expecting silence. The apartment is 380 square feet. You know this because the listing said so, and because you paced it enough times to know it's closer to 340. The window faces a brick wall. The bathroom door doesn't close all the way. The previous tenant left a hole in the drywall that your landlord filled with the wrong color of paint. Your rent is $1,340 a month. That is 47% of your take-home pay. You signed the lease because it was the only one they'd approve you for. Most people live here for 2 years. Some live here for 10. Where you go next has almost nothing to do with how hard you work. It has everything to do with understanding what the next level actually requires. You moved in with a mattress, a lamp you carried on the subway, and $340 in savings after the deposit cleared. The deposit took everything. The first month's rent nearly finished the rest. The kitchen is a wall. The stove has 3 working burners. You keep your winter coat on the same hook as your towel, because there is no other hook. You are not ashamed of this apartment. You are tired in it. Every evening you sit on the floor because the couch came off Facebook Marketplace, and it smells like something you'd rather not identify after midnight. You eat dinner looking at a wall. You make $38,000 a year. After tax, after the $23 subscriptions you forgot you had, after the $11 in bank fees, you have $180 left at the end of each month. You are not bad with money. There is simply not enough of it to be good with. You stop trying to feel okay about where you live. You start treating it as data, the exact cost of starting from zero. You move to a $1,650 apartment. It has a closet, a real one, with a door. You stand in it for a moment longer than you'd admit. The building is nicer in the lobby than in the hallways. The elevator works 4 days out of 5. Your neighbor on the left plays bass guitar between 10 p.m. and midnight. Your neighbor on the right has a baby. You are the human in between. Your salary went up, a new job, $52,000, a city you told yourself you'd make work. And for a few months, it does. The extra $200 a month feels like breathing room. Then the credit card from the move is still $2,400. The security deposit wiped out the emergency fund you'd almost built. You are at zero again, but in a better zip code. You understand for the first time that the apartment is not the problem. The gap between income and choices is. You open a brokerage account with $50. You don't tell anyone. For the first time, you are not renting because it's the only option. You are renting because it is the smarter option. The apartment is $1,900 a month. 2 bedrooms, though you live alone. The second room is an office, which is a word you use for a desk in a room with a door that closes. You bought a real couch. It doesn't smell like anything. This is more significant than it sounds. Your net worth crossed $40,000 quietly. You didn't mark it. There was no number that felt like a finish line, just a Tuesday when you checked the account and thought, this is real now. You cook more than you used to. The kitchen is big enough that this is a choice, not a necessity. You have a doorman who knows your name. You didn't think that would matter. It does slightly, in a way you find embarrassing to admit. You stop upgrading because you can. You start choosing space that returns something. Quiet, focus, time. The rent is $3,200. You sign the lease in 11 minutes. There is no moment of held breath when the application goes in. The apartment has pre-war details. High ceilings, crown molding, a bathroom with black and white tile that photographs well and in practice means the grout is perpetually complicated. None of this bothers you. The light is extraordinary. The kind of light that changes what a room feels like at 6 p.m. You own your furniture now. Not in the sense that you paid for it. You always paid for it. In the sense that it was bought with intention. A specific chair you researched for 2 months, a dining table that seats 6, even though you rarely have 6 people. Your investments cleared $200,000. You check the account less than you used to. The number moves without you. You stop thinking about rent as a percentage of income. You start thinking about what the space is worth to how you actually live. You buy, not because renting is wasted money. You know that argument is mostly wrong. You buy because the down payment no longer represents everything. The apartment is a two-bedroom in a building with a roof deck you'll use 6 times a year and feel good about regardless. The mortgage is $4,100 a month. Your net worth is $900,000. The payment is noise. The first night you sleep there, it is completely silent. Not quiet, silent. You wake up at 3 a.m. to check that the radiator is still working. It is. You didn't need it to be. You just needed to know. You own a place now. This means the hole in the drywall gets fixed the way you want it fixed. The paint is the color you chose. The bathroom door closes. You realize what you were paying for all along was not the apartment. It was control over the conditions of your own life. The apartment costs $14,000 a month. This is not a number you think about. The view is the view you once stood across the street looking up at. You remember exactly when, a Tuesday in winter, 2015 or 2016, hands in pockets, neck craned up at lit windows in the early dark, thinking, what is it like up there? The answer, it turns out, is quiet and warm, and almost exactly like everywhere else, except that the windows are bigger and the ceiling is 10 feet high. You have a guest room, people visit, you make dinner on a 6-burner stove. The kitchen is the size of your first apartment. You are not happier here than you were on the floor with the mattress from the subway. That is not the point. The point is that the choice is yours now, entirely, completely, with no one else's approval required. Somewhere tonight, a 23-year-old is lying on a mattress in a 340-square-foot apartment. The radiator is making a sound they haven't learned to stop hearing yet. They think the apartment is the problem. It isn't. The apartment is just where the math starts. Everything after is what you decide to do with the gap.